go on a road trip. We rented a car and headed up north to the northern coast of Germany. Every time I'm in a car driving, for some reason it makes me feel so free, like I could just drop everything and go anywhere. And I was really craving this feeling of being free and adventure and being on the road. Oh, once we set up our tent, we drove all the way here for about 20 minutes, half an hour, to this outlook that we saw recommended. So now we're walking along this pier to a point where we can overlook the ocean. This was our first time really cooking while camping. Usually we just ate some ready food that you just have to add water to, but we really wanted something that was efficient and healthy and nutritious. So we decided to go for this pesto with some fresh tomatoes, and it was so delicious. I just feel so much better when I've had a decent meal that's packed with nutrients, and when you're out about in a car, you can just bring so much more stuff, which is a plus point.
Aber vielleicht ist sich die Erde dann danach trennt.
On day 2, we visited this small town that is along the coast with so many beautiful sailing ships. There was even a market that day with food and music. It was a perfect day to visit that small town with all the activities going on. When on trips, I really like to remember that it's about soaking in this new environment, this new culture, the new things that you see, and I make sure to take time to consciously walk and just to look and to soak in your surroundings. Oftentimes we're so in our head thinking about things back at home or even work, and we have to consciously switch off and be in the moment and relax and slow down, which is the whole purpose of going on a vacation. We weren't born with the purpose of causing trouble, harming others. For our life to be of value, I think we must develop basic good human qualities: warmth, kindness, compassion. Then our life becomes meaningful and more peaceful, happier.
Ich finde es riecht so mehrig-algig, aber nicht so salzig wie oft am Meer ist.
We just woke up with, I guess, the sunrise because it started getting really light in our tent, and it's about 6:30 now, and there are actually quite a lot of people already up and about and walking around. I don't know if you can also hear the doves that are living in the tree behind us. They were also pretty loud. And so we already went to bed around 10 yesterday. I'm not tired at all, even though it's only 6:30, but I feel like I really do need 8.5 hours of sleep. Oftentimes after 8 hours I'm still pretty tired, but I'm already really excited for breakfast. We're going to have porridge this morning, which I'm really excited for. Since it is pretty cold in the evenings and mornings, and having something warm is really nice and soothing. We have now arrived at apparently the most crooked church tower in the world. Apparently it's even more crooked than the Leaning Tower of Pisa, so I'm intrigued. I must say it looks so much more tilted in person than on pictures, I would say. Even on video I don't think it looks as tilted. And also I think if it was a freestanding tower without the church connected to it, it would look more slanted than it does.
Probably, yes.
Yeah, but I don't know if you saw any information on why it's slanted.
Yeah, it's because the ground is not solid enough, so it just started sinking in over time, and it's already, I think, 800 years old or something, so it's a pretty old tower.
So I guess it's going to keep tilting until it collapses?
Yeah, we'll probably do something to preserve it.
Oh yeah, true. When we're traveling, we always like to buy some type of little food on the go from the supermarket. Usually it will consist of bread, some vegetables, carrots or cucumbers, and some type of spread like hummus. And we like to have that with us, so we're very flexible to choose wherever we want to eat. And when we do eat and, in a sense, picnic out, we like to sit and just look at the people, soak in the surroundings, and to be in the environment that we are visiting. Now walking along the shore and exploring that a little bit. Sadly, we don't have too much time since because of the timing of the ships that get you here, and we also had a delay. So now we're going back into the city center, looking at that and looking at a lighthouse before we have to sadly head back. I spontaneously got this book at the bookstore because the ship that we're taking back takes almost double the time, 2 hours or so, and I forgot my book in the tent, so I decided to get this one. It sounds really interesting. It's a historical fiction, which I really enjoy, and yeah, I'll tell you more about it once I've read it. Our road trip is along the coast of the northern coast of Germany, or the northwestern coast, and the sea here is called the Wattenmeer, and what it characterizes is that it has really drastic low and high tides, and when it's low tide then you can really walk along, I guess, the bottom of the sea, and it's really muddy, and I guess that's what people do. They just hike along the bottom of the sea in the mud, and that's what we're gonna do. Ah! Ih, das war voll eklig. decided to come back out already because for some reason sinking in that deep and knowing that there are so many animals, especially these called Wattwürmer, like worms that live in the mud, gave me really bad anxiety, and I started having a lot of panic, and I just wanted to get out of there. I do kind of have a worm phobia, so yeah, I guess it wasn't really for me. In the beginning parts where you don't sink in as much, it was actually really fun or nice, but when you start sinking in deeper and deeper, and that's when I started to panic a little bit. So I'm just gonna sit here and watch Johannes walk all the way out there. We're sitting here by the lighthouse enjoying the last of the banana bread that I made. I love that this has now kind of become a little tradition that I make banana bread for our trips because it's so delicious, and you get to have these little stops at scenic points and enjoy a little healthy snack. There's so many cute sheep here. My kind of small dream is to have some land with some sheep and some chickens on it, just to have a little sanctuary for them to grow old. I love to cuddle them, but they are really scared though, so I'm just going to leave them alone. How cute are they? Oh, they have the cutest faces. I absolutely love cute small towns like this. I like the familiarity of small towns and the cute little shops, cafes and restaurants, and just a more slower, relaxer pace in life. Google Maps sent us down this road that we weren't actually supposed to go down. It was such a bumpy road, but it was really cool because we got to see local houses that were so beautiful and animals grazing at the pasture, and now we've come to this kind of hiking trail through a forest, so we decided to just stop here and have our lunch break here before we actually head on back onto the correct road. Good morning. I just woke up and I'm so tired. Usually up until now I've slept really well and I was really awake and had lots of energy when I woke up, but today I could have slept even longer. I mean, it still feels really cozy in the tent, which wasn't the case before, but on this trip it just feels really cozy and I definitely have no trouble sleeping. But I also sleep with a sleeping mask and earplugs so that I am not disturbed in my sleep. But maybe it's because this morning it's really cloudy and the sun isn't shining, and before I kind of woke up with the sun shining on the tent because my sleeping mask did kind of move or shift. So that was really nice. I was always up around 6:37 and just really ready for the day, but we woke up at 8 this morning and I'm still really tired and could sleep even longer. Also, I'm starting to feel it a little bit in my hips when I lay on my side and on my coccyx bone when I lay on my back. So yeah, it is pretty hard, but also I forgot my camping mat. Is that what it's called? Yeah, really dumb on me, but yeah, at least it still feels really cozy and I'm not dreading the night. Since I forgot my isolation mat, we have this kind of snuggly blanket that we brought, not for this purpose, but I'm using this as
a mat underneath for a little bit of padding and also just to isolate from the cold that comes from the ground up.
What I really love about camping is being exposed to the environment and nature. We ate all our meals outside and we got so much sun on our skin that being outside so much, I felt like it was really grounding for me, and I was able to recharge, which I usually don't really get, especially with city trips. And even though camping might not sound very relaxing and recharging, I was also very surprised that I felt so much more energized and recharged afterwards.
Oh, schau mal. Die Waffe geklaut. So schön. Schau mal die Brücke da vorne.
Die hier?
Nein, die da. Das ist schön. We're at the windmill. There was this cute little shop selling all kinds of organic stuff and also grains that they mill at their windmill. And they also made bread out of the flour that they milled there. It's in this cute little cylindrical shape. I totally forgot to show you, but it's really tasty, all whole grain. They milled it themselves, and yeah, it's really cute. It's so nice. Sandige Karten.
I'm someone that really advocates for adults also playing on playgrounds. I know oftentimes it is not even allowed. They forget how to enjoy themselves in a very innocent, playful, simple way. I find that this type of childish play or innocent play can be so grounding and fill ourselves with so much simple happiness that I think it is really therapy for the soul and needs to be implemented more by our society. This trip was so wholesome, so grounding, and I got to recharge so much, and I think a lot of this is due to being out in nature so much, grounding ourselves in simple ways, enjoying simple pleasures. It was such a simple and also cheap vacation, but it was so much fun. It was one of my favorites this year.